like with
Same.
everything going on.
Same.
So I have to say that to say, I feel like you, as a musician, everything that you're about to tell our audience, I feel like you have embodied those words. Like you're inspirational and you seem
Thank you.
highly motivated. Like every time
Thank you.
I met you or seen you perform, do you remember when we first met? Like I
I
was,
remember. I remember seeing you like along the way and just getting comfortable with the idea of knowing you. Like, I definitely remember it had something to do with Manuel's.
yeah, that's so
Yeah.
funny. I was sitting here and I was like, I've seen him perform. I was like, but where did I first like meet him? Like, hi. And
Was it like a Manuel shoot?
it was his the Soul on Fire music
Yes. Yeah.
video
Yes.
shoot. So that's where we first met. But
Hmm.
ever since, like I saw you perform at Milk Boy and I saw you
Yes, I remember that.
with the Schmooze at Oktoberfest. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, like literally every time I'm like, every time I see you, I'm like inspired. And then you're just
Thank
really
you.
motivated. So can you
Thank
just
you.
let everyone know, just like on today, right? Who is Kassim? You can tell us about
Hmm.
like your musical background, but then just like, who are you today? Like,
Facts. Well, hello everybody. My name is Kassim. I'm a Nigerian American. I'm a musician. I'm an entrepreneur. Um, Fashion like connoisseur. Like I really love having a nice steez. um, and like I'm just proud. I'm definitely proud to be Black. Um, I'm proud to be conscious. I have a lot to learn. I'm extremely flawed, and like I'm glad to be flawed. I didn't used to know that because I had so much of an ego. I definitely do
uh-huh.
have an ego. Yeah, I had so much of an ego, and like being a rapper is such a competitive slash egotistical sport,
Mhm.
and like I'm just grateful that like I'm shedding that ego along the way.
Yeah.
Uh, um, yeah, I'm really a product of my community. I'm from the DMV. Super proud to represent it worldwide very soon. Corona kind of stopped the bag. We just gonna keep driving regardless.
We gonna touch on that, but you're here, right?
I'm
So
here.
Corona has definitely made us like reevaluate a lot of stuff. But
Absolutely.
so actually, my next question is like, with everything going on, how are you keeping your soul prospering? Whether that's music, what's like keeping you moving?
Um, Music plays a part. It's not the absolute thing anymore.
Hmm.
Because music for me is such a like a selfish experience. Like I put my headphones in and I disconnect. I
Yeah,
do that purposefully because like
yeah,
that's just how I appreciate it. It's just like going for long walks and not having a care in the world. But the world is so chaotic right now where I have to unplug, literally and like figuratively.
yeah.
And so like even yesterday I was at a protest in DC and it was more of a celebration than a protest. Like yeah, we still chanted, we got our voices heard.
Hmm.
But it was just beautiful. Like I saw people I haven't seen in like 3 years. And
Yeah.
like I was just telling everybody, like, yo, I appreciate you. Like purposefully saying that. Like instead of just saying hi, it was good, dap you, you can't even dap up. It was this. I would elbow them and be like, yo, like you're a goat. Like I appreciate you. Like
Hmm.
just because it's just like we're loser people left and right.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming. Like mortality is like right here, like on some John Cena shit. And so because it's right here and we all see it, I think like the celebration of life is so important right now.
Yeah.
And so
Agree.
I've been finding ways to hack celebrations within the grieving
Hmm.
because I don't want to forget how serious what we're going through is, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I don't want to be numb to the idea of what we still have.
No, I feel the same. Like it is a lot what you said. There's a lot of death right in front of your face. There's a lot of like anger, just a lot of negativity or like things that is not, positive or healthy for us. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I feel like I relate to you in the sense like celebration of life. Like that's just really it. Whether it's celebrating my life, my family life, people life that I appreciate. I feel you. So thank you for letting those people know though. I feel like not too many
Yo,
people go out
thank you,
their way to say it.
thank you. And like I didn't used to, you know what I mean? I
Mhm.
lost 2 friends within the last 2 months. And
Oh,
it really rocked me because it's like in the midst of all the chaos, it's still some personal grievances going on.
mhm.
But gratefully speak, and like I hate this statement because what I'm about to say sounds selfish, and it sounds
Let it out.
like
Let it out.
yeah, I hate the idea of like I'm so glad I let them know what they meant to me because I'm not the only person they meant something to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they had mothers, they had fathers, they had best friends, and they had bonds that would never continue ever again. And it's selfish for me to be like, whew, I told them that they matter to me, so everything's good. It's like, no, like, we're all grieving, but I am definitely grateful that I was able to vocalize their significance. And that doesn't nullify the fact that they're no longer here. It just amplifies how much their spirit meant to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm recognizing that there's more people that mean something to me.
Yeah, so you need to
And
say.
I'm just speaking it. I'm just saying it.
My grandmother is like someone in our family that always is like, give me my flowers while I'm here. So I
That's
feel
beautiful.
right. So I feel like that, or like not even just to her, but like give your people.
Period. People,
Yeah,
yeah, period.
exactly. So I feel that's why I'm like, I'm hearing you speak, and I'm like, no, it doesn't take away from their relationships, their bonds, and everything with other people. But to the fact that while they were here, you did something with their spirit, like
Oh man.
live on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay, like like no, it's okay to feel, because I feel like something to me that gets me or like haunts me, or not haunt me, but I think about often is like if I don't get the chance to like, I know what my relationships are, but the chance to like let someone know that I loved or care about them and they're gone. You guys, if you're watching this, like tell your people, tell whoever you care for that you love them, whatever it is, appreciate them. Because I just feel like the worst thing is for someone to be gone and you don't get that.
Hell yeah. Like it's heavy, and like I appreciate the fact that you even have a platform where we could be vulnerable like that. But like, nah, it's important because it's just like, I mean, this year is easily the wildest year.
Yeah.
Like my emotions are very low. Like
Mhm.
the jubilant Kassim is like, I'm not saying I'm gone forever, but it's just like ever since Kobe and Gigi, ever since Juice WRLD in December, I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Mhm.
And then like next month was Kobe and Gigi. Next month was Pop Smoke. Next month was COVID. I'm just like,
Too much.
and and now we have like Black Lives Matter, which I'm happy for, but there's still a civil war in the midst of it. And it's just there's protesters dying now. Like there's a lady who died yesterday because the police they tear gas the crowd, and she just so happened to have asthma, so then she had an asthma attack. There's a guy
Yeah.
from Louisville, Kentucky, who was like a business owner, and they just shot into a crowd randomly, and he got hit. And like it's just like there's a 22-year-old who lost his life protesting. It's like it's scary. It's to the
Mhm.
point where
It's
like
very scary.
yeah, it's to the point right now where um like I said, mortality is just right here,
Yeah.
and not because we're attracting it, but because it was always present. But like we're completely being reminded every day. That's how the year started, and it's just been like this for me, like personally, like losing my job because of COVID. It's like it's just a lot going on, but like
I, yeah, no, I
I'm
was gonna
grateful to
say,
still be here. You know?
yeah, no, I read that. So like I do my research. I read, I saw a couple of your like past interviews from like earlier this year and past.
Oh yeah.
But I read that like even just losing your job, because I mean being as an artist, for me personally this past year before COVID has been about like financially getting myself stable so I can do my art. So like is there anything you would want to like, how do you, how are you overcoming that aspect, and how like are you using that in any way to in your music, I guess, like because I want to
Mm-hmm.
bring up, actually no, I might as well just bring it up. So I didn't know, maybe not everyone knows, but you went to Towson and you
Hey.
graduated and you did business management, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You did business management. So, okay, what were you doing? I guess, were you doing anything with your degree?
Nah. So
And a
I
lot of people
purposely
aren't. That's important to say. A lot of people aren't.
yeah. Nah. I love my degree, and I'm using my degree actively to forever. But
Mhm.
I just really thought it was an oxymoron to have a business degree and work for somebody else's business. For
Mm.
me, for
Yeah.
me personally.
Yeah.
And like I have a marketing background. I was on the executive board of my marketing branch at Towson for 3 years. So
Okay.
like I'm obsessed with like that. And like
I need to talk to you more then.
hey, say less. But yeah, so like everything from the Kassim brand, from the look, the everything that you see from the Kassim brand, it's me and like a group of people that like are my team for sure. But it's definitely me as a creative director, and I've been doing it for 3 years straight, going on 4.
Okay.
And it's like I manage myself, market myself, like distribute myself, like it's a whole like independent DIY approach. Just because like I said, I went to school for it. So
That's what
I
we
just felt like why not try? And I
Mhm,
got addicted to it.
mhm.
And the way I do it is I just do it at my pace. Like I'm not rushing, I'm not racing, I'm not looking at somebody else. Like I used to be like, damn, like I wish I was doing this. Damn, I wish I was doing that. But the more I focused on me, the more things came to me. And I recognized that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
You
Yeah.
so instead of focusing on what I wanted to be doing, because like your eyes could always wonder, especially with social media, like I'm constantly seeing progression in so many people
Mhm.
and being like, damn, like, am I not moving fast enough? But the more I focused on myself, the more the progression came to me. And it
Yeah.
just became an internal drive. So yeah, I purposely stayed away from working because with my degree, I would have had like a business administration degree, which is just like behind the desk, you know what I mean? Salary based.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want that. You know, I was like, yeah, let me just do entrepreneurship instead. So I was working hospitality. I was it's gonna sound so funny. I'm so glad I don't work there anymore so I can say it. You ever watch Zack and Cody?
Yes, yes.
I was Esteban.
Oh, for like
Yeah.
this is the job you just lost.
Yeah, front desk. So I would like help people check in. So like I would help people with their bags,
Uh-huh.
or I'll help people with their coats, or sometimes I'll be like on the phone, like,
Mhm.
welcome to the Holiday Inn. How can I help you? Oh, the Wi-Fi code is da 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 da. Da.
Yeah.
Oh, it was annoying. It paid the bills.
It paid the bills and it'd be like that. Like, can you tell me like because it's so nice to hear you say like I'm happy I lost or I'm not doing that now.
Oh yeah, oh
But
yeah,
when
oh
it
yeah.
first happened, were you just like, fuck now what am
I
I
was
gonna do?
devastated. I
Yeah.
was devastated
Yeah.
because the way artistry works is especially if you're like my type of artist.
Mhm.
Like I'm somebody who's like I always tell people like I'm not trying to be good. I'm not even trying to rap. Like, I'm trying to be a goat. And in order to be a goat, you have trials and error and
Yeah.
trial and error, trials and tribulations and peaks and valleys and whatever other metaphor or like imagery you could use to like inspire yourself.
Mhm.
And that was definitely a valley for me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't prepared. Like there's people who are like, I'm going to quit my job and I have 6 months of savings prepared, and here we go. And there's people who are just like, all right, bet. Like I hate this job. I'm gonna just come in smoking and cursing, and if I get fired, fuck it.
Yeah.
I did none of that.
I know both sides.
Yeah, I did none of that. I did none of that. I was always I was always there on time, not because I wanted to be, but because I had obligations. Like
Mhm.
I had bills, I had all these other things, and for it to be taken away from me randomly because like I didn't see COVID coming.
No, yeah, no.
Um, it rocked me. It rocked me. I was in disbelief. Um, it showed me how fragile the system was.
Yeah.
It taught me how capitalism actually works because money didn't stop circulating.
Yeah.
I just stopped getting paid.
And that's why I was trying to put when I was like the hotels and stuff shut down. They didn't shut down. They had to get rid of their employees and they closed to the public. But their money is still. Yeah. No. Speak on that.
Money still
Yeah.
circulates, and
Mhm.
so it got to a point where the devastation it came to a halt. And I was like, especially when like the numbers started coming out, because at first I felt like a loser because we were like the first industry to go.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like some people lost their job in April, some people lost their job early May. I lost mine March 15th, literally the eyes of March.
That day that I think Hogan like went out and was like that was the day he like made the speech like COVID's here because they weren't trying
Yeah,
to yeah okay
that exact moment, the eyes of March, yo, awesome Julius Caesar shit. And it's just like boom. And then I was like, oh, rent is due in 15 days. And I was like, all right, I got
yeah.
April rent due. How am I going to do May's rent? And just like literally lost my job within 4 days. I had to pay my AT&T bill. And I was just like, yo, like
Literally everything came to mind came rushing in.
it was crazy. And I was devastated. And what I learned from that devastation was, like I said, trials and error, yo. If I wanted to be a good rapper, I could have just stopped. You know, what I mean, I could have stopped. I'm 12 years in. Realistically speaking, I was probably more than likely I was a good rapper 5 years in. I could have stopped a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
But the fact that I'm still going means that there's something bigger than me than just the self vanity of being quote unquote good. And so I recognize the storyline within it. And I openly posted about it. Like, I was like, hey guys, this is what, because like everybody was celebrating the Fillmore moment with me, which was just a month before. And it was just like, through that moment, I had like my whole summer shows booked up.
Yeah.
And then like, I was like, man, at least I got music to fall back on. And then like the next week, there was just like all concerts
Yep.
gone. And I was just like, oh, now you're bullying me. You know? So that I lost 2 incomes back to back. And I was just like, man, life is real. And what I started to do was I just started to think abundantly.
Yeah.
Not in a naive way where I'm just spending money and saying money's gonna come back, but like actively, like I'm very disciplined now when it comes to like my budget. Like I have like a grocery, like I have like a reusable grocery bag, and like once a week I go to the grocery store with my mask on, and I spend at least $40 to $50 just to get everything that I need, like necessity wise, and then go home. I've been cooking a lot more. I've been walking a lot more. I've been studying on YouTube stocks. I've been doing stocks now. So like I'm like it's crazy. Like even like 2 hours ago, like I was literally on YouTube for like an hour straight just learning about stocks. And then I have like different like accounts with different apps and just learning what app is good for what. And just like trying to generate wealth.
Yeah.
Just understanding that the concept of money isn't supposed to be worked for. It's supposed to work for you. And like I've always had that idea, but now more than ever, I'm just never going back to the workforce, yo. I just like it's just not for me. And like I understand that people are excited to go back to work because they have other things that are so important to them, and their life plate is way different. Like if I was a father right now, if I was a husband right now, this would hit me a lot harder. But yeah, like I'm gonna be selfish right now and just like
I'm
learn
glad
how to
you said
generate.
selfish. I'm glad you said
Oh,
selfish.
yeah, I'm selfish, like, and like not because I hate other people, but because I need time for myself.
This is the time, like I think COVID, I'm talking to other people, even for myself, like I'm always like doing, I don't know, I basically got to a point where I was out here doing less for myself, doing more for other people, and COVID came.
Hmm.
The only thing you can really do is do things for yourself. So yeah, I'm just glad you said selfish, because selfish, the word doesn't always have to be like in a
Oh
bad
yeah,
connotation.
no, I agree with you, and I'm so glad that you celebrate that word too, because I feel like I was always told that, I was always told certain things as a kid, and like growing up, like you're so selfish, you're so stubborn, you're so like hard headed, and like I used to always feel horrible for those things
Yeah.
because the way that they were used. But it's like, yo, the idea of being stubborn is not giving up on what you want. It's definitely toxic at sometimes.
But
But
sometimes
like,
you're determined. Like we gotta switch.
boom,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like, yo, like, how many times did life tell me, nah, that's not gonna work? And I told like, wait, you gonna see, and then like saw it. Like was like, oh, all right. You know what I mean? How many times did I like disconnect from the world and like connected when I needed to, when I was ready?
Yeah.
Like me putting on the headphones and going for a walk and not answering everybody's texts doesn't mean I hate y'all, stop texting me. It means I need at least 2 hours to myself
Yeah, I
because
was like, right now.
my brain is all over the place. And it's like I can't be there for you if I'm not there for myself. And so
Yes.
I'm just embracing my flaws, yo. Like those are my character traits. They're not even really flaws. They're character traits.
And I like that too. You know what? Yesterday I posted and I was like, your flaws. No, I like that. Your character traits. Anyway.
Yeah, yo. Because it's just like you let the wrong person tell you, and then like the things that make you sound like horrible. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like I said, like I'm flawed, and I understand that I have a lot to learn in humanity and just in life in general. But I'm willing to do that while still keeping Kassim intact.
Yeah.
I don't want to dilute who I am for the sake of like being like, I don't know, a better standard for people. You know?
We need I think that like message is needed across the board for a lot of people. For one, a lot of people like to shout out words and descriptions and labels. I think that's the word, labels, and it don't fit who you are. because like you said, you're not stubborn, you're determined. So like they need to
Yeah.
get their vocab right. And then the other thing is
Yeah.
when you take in like everybody, like when you continue to take in these different labels and stuff, you change. So it's like, no, this is who I am. Get with it or get like that's been a lesson to me this past year.
Yeah.
But
Nah, I fuck with it heavy. And like I'm learning that too because like it hurts to like lose yourself, you know. I lost myself so many times. Like before I was a business major, I was a biology major. I'm Nigerian, so like I was trying to like fit
yeah.
the mold for my mom. I hated that shit. And it's like now in the COVID society, I understand how important being a doctor is, but
Maybe
I'm
that's
so glad that there's a passionate doctor in that space. Cause I would have done malpractice. Cause and like it sounds so wild, and I'm completely blunt about it. Cause it's like I wouldn't care. Like
yeah.
I was the worst student in all the classes. Like I was writing, oh my gosh, I failed calculus. Like I literally got an F in calculus in college because I failed a lot of classes for doing other shit, like skipping class for protests. I was doing a lot. It was a lot going on.
I feel like it speaks onto like your platform. Like you realize that's not my lane.
Oh yeah, no. This is completely celebratory.
Exactly.
Like
I did
I
this.
was right. I was writing raps and marketing. It was crazy. I was writing raps and marketing ideas in calculus, and that's because I didn't know what a marketing class was. And like, it's insane because like I was so young, and I was like typing like my what's that thing like that the entrance letter to college and just lying.
Your essay.
I'm so passionate about my community in public health and lying because I wanted to make my mom happy. And real life was miserable for 2 years, like to the point where I wanted to drop out. I'm so glad I didn't, but I wanted to.
For you for not dropping out, you're still figuring. I think that's the thing. Like some certain people are like so quick to quit when they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like you said, you're using your degree in your music and your platform.
Yeah, it's life changing.
So it added to you, right?
Life changing, and like that only worked because I had integrity. Because it's just like I'm not saying that people don't have integrity, but like biology Kassim, there was no integrity, like scholastically speaking, with that. Like I said, I was lying on my interest.
You gotta be real with yourself, like you were.
Oh yeah. And like I lost a lot when I did it. Like when I switched my major, I got kicked out of my mom's crib.
I was gonna ask how that went. Like.
Yeah, so it was really dramatic. You know, it was just like it was the end of junior year, and it was in his sophomore year. I became a business major at the beginning of junior year. So I ended up being a super senior. I went to school for 5 years.
Boy, I'm a super senior. I did foreign, but still the switch. Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, like, it happens. It happens. I have no regret. But yeah. So, long story short, pretty much like I said, she was so excited. Oh, my son's gonna be a doctor. Like that's like a 12-year engagement with school, and I barely had 2 years. I barely had a year in when I was doing it, and like I never forget. It was when I got into chemistry, and then they were talking about and I remember struggling in chemistry, and not because the concepts were too complicated for my brain to comprehend, but because like, dog, this new Kendrick just came out, and I just want to talk about that, or like this new Drake just came out, or like, hey, I just wrote this new rap. Hey, I just had this new video idea, and like.
It wasn't stimulating you.
Yeah, I couldn't express myself in that environment, and I was failing. Like when I said I was failing, like if I studied my ass off, I would get a C.
Yeah.
But in my English class, like I was taking creative writing at the time, I was the top student in creative writing, and I was just like, yo, so I'm not stupid at all. Because like what ends up happening is like you start to equate grades to your own wisdom. And you start to diminish your self-worth, especially in like Towson's a predominantly white school. UMD is too, and I just felt like I almost felt like I didn't belong.
Yeah.
And it was really fucking my self-esteem. And I never forget. I literally remember the defining moment. My mentor, at the time, God bless Ty. He gave me Jay-Z's book, Decoded. And just reading Jay-Z's book, I saw myself in it. Like it's about himself. It wasn't about me at all.
Mhm.
But just like he was talking like, yeah, I was just on the corner and like I knew I didn't want to sell crack. I wanted to be a rapper. And I was like, damn, I know I don't want to study biology. I want to be a rapper. You know what I mean? And then like just the parallels of how like I write my rhymes in my head and
Mhm.
he writes his rhymes in his head. And I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, like I'm not even aware for that. And like just reading his bars, like, cause he had his song lyrics in the book, and
Yeah.
like he broke them off and like just
Mhm.
talked about all the context behind it, and like it just made hip hop bigger than me,
Yeah.
and like it made me realize how impactful I could be if I used my voice the right way.
You
Cause I
got
used to just rap. I used to just rap about how good I was. Ain't
oh,
nobody better
good
than
to
me.
know.
You know what I mean? I still do that from time to time, but it's like it was no substance for real.
Mhm.
And like around that same time, Good Kid, Mad City came out my freshman year. Like one of my favorite rap albums ever.
Okay.
Um, Nothing Was the Same came out around my sophomore year, and like I was just being exposed to like classic rap albums. And then one of the ones that really did it for me was Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper.
Do you not know? I really wish Chance would
Ah,
go back. I'm sorry. Like I
you
would
said what?
not that I was like I really wish he would go back. Not
No, I
back,
feel it.
but
I feel it.
ever since acid rap, it was like each thing was okay, but nothing is like acid rap. Nothing
Yo,
compares.
that's a magnum opus for me personally. If I had like a musical DNA, ass rap is somewhere in it. Like, oh, there you go.
Every song on the album for me too. Like personally,
Yeah.
yeah. Like that I tell people that like when you do those like stupid little questions, like not stupid, but like fun little question, like what albums would you take on a dessert? Acid, like literally acid rap is
Ass rap is on there for me
one.
for sure. It changed everything for me. But the fact that he was independent, I
Yes.
was like, whoa, like he's doing all this without a record label. And around that time, like prior to acid rap, and like I can't wait to meet Chance for numerous reasons. Like he's only a year older than me, and like he completely changed my life just by watching him thrive.
Mhm.
But acid rap was just such a moment because it's just like you're on tour, you're doing all this without a record label, and like I'm not gonna lie to you, like prior to acid rap dropping, I'm this is completely factual. If anybody knows me from back then, they would tell you I wanted nothing more than to sign the Def Jam. I used to like parade around the idea of signing the Def Jam to the point where like I met somebody who worked with somebody who worked at Def Jam,
Yeah.
and I was literally like performative art, like pretty much like always on interview mode when I saw this person because like
You was
ooh,
ready.
like I was like yo I'm the next guy, and like I remember I rapped for this person
Mhm.
and they were just like yo like you remind me of Kendrick Lamar, and like instantly heart flutters. I'm just like that's exactly what I want to be like. Oh my gosh, and like um they loathed on me, and I'm so glad they loathed on me. I'm not saying this for disrespect, because I still talk to the person when I see them from
No.
time to time, and they still work with the music industry, so it's no shade. But they loathed on me, and they loathed on me just in time, because if they got me right before
Yeah.
Acid Rap came out, I would have probably been shelved. I would have. I would have dropped that one single that didn't do well and just been shelved forever, and then Kassim would have been a myth. But because of Acid Rap, I was like, wait a minute, like I don't have to give up my likeness. I
Yeah.
don't have to give up my publishing. I don't have to give up my masters.
Mhm.
I can do this myself. And
That's
so it's the combination of Decoded and acid rap and my disdain for not being happy in school that made me change my major. And then
mhm.
that's how I got into business. And then never look back. Cause like the beauty of business majors, and like I will always recommend anybody, if you did want to go to school, be a business major. If you have like other passions, or if you're finding your passions, or if you have a passion that's bigger than the school system or bigger than any system itself. Because like I know capitalism isn't the desired like financial goal for everybody, but it's the way of the world right now.
Yeah.
And like I realistically wouldn't be able to run the Kassim brand if I didn't understand how to market
Yeah.
Kassim, if I didn't understand how to manage Kassim, if I didn't understand that, hey, I got an interview with you at 12:45. Let me be on that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, let me
Yeah.
be professional. You know what I mean? There's so many like things I've learned just by studying that.
That's really
Yep.
cool. I had the Jay-Z Decode book, so I know exactly what you're talking about. He would break things down.
Ooh.
As soon as you were talking, he has the picture, he has the lyrics, he has his excerpt. I was like, yup. So you kind of basically got to get like deeper than the surface within like a rapper that's up here. You know, Jay-Z is
Hmm. I
um
was 19 at the time.
yeah, and then seeing Chance do exactly, not do exactly, but doing his thing, his platform, like
Exactly.
but independently. So that's really cool to hear how like we got Kassim. Like
I'm so grateful, yo. This is
yeah.
like I would have definitely I'm not gonna lie. If those like if all of that didn't happen, I would have gave up.
Mhm.
Life is real, life is hard, and like perseverance is something that comes with a destination. You know what I mean? And like that gave me that I always had my destination. Like since I was 14, I knew I wanted to be a rapper. I never had the navigation. I never had the North Star. That gave me my North Star.
You can learn so much through communication. So I know people
Hmm.
watching this, they're gonna be inspired by you and be like,
I'm grateful.
boom, let me do this. So that's cool. Okay, into your soul, like let us in. Like, what do you want to be remembered for?
Um,
Yeah, it
passion.
might be like,
Oh no,
oh yeah, no, take it down.
passion, purpose, um, identity. Um, just know that I'm not a rapper. I'm Kassim. You know what I mean? Like I just happen to rap, but it's just like, and I like thank God I happen to rap extremely well. But like that isn't like my totality of my being.
Hmm.
Um, and I didn't used to get that at first. I used to deny myself the idea of love because I was so focused on rap. I used to deny myself the idea of like an actual bond with people because I have to focus on rap. Like there's no way I can talk to you. I have to like and like I regret a lot of people. Not I regret people. I regret the bonds that I severed with a lot of people that meant a lot to me because I was so tunnel vision on rap.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to like remind myself, even telling you, I'm reminding myself that
Hmm.
I'm Kassim first, and I just happen to rap. You know, um,
Yeah.
performer for sure.
Mhm. You
Um,
definitely are. Like
Thank you. Yeah,
you're naturally a gifted performer. Like I can
thank you,
see
thank
that.
you,
And
thank you. And
yeah, finish.
and, and it's like I'm not gonna lie, it's an extreme passion for me. Like before COVID happened, because I wanted to tour so badly.
Mhm.
And like I did it for 3 years straight. It just happened to stop because of COVID and quarantine threw me out of whack.
Mhm.
But from 2017 to 2020, I used to perform a fake concert in my bedroom every night. And like I didn't even have a bedroom for most of it because I was like sleeping from place to place. So I would do it like I'll find like my little corners in different spots. And like when I used to sleep on people's couches, I'll just put my headphones in and close my eyes
And
and
be
just
like,
be 40,000 people.
you
There you go. And I would just envision everything. And
have
like,
to.
yeah, seeing is believing. And it's the reason why I'm not gonna lie. It's the reason why I perform so like fluidly because I mean I took ballet before. I used to do theaters, plays in elementary school. I was in a Shakespeare club in high school.
Wait, hold up, hold up. You did ballet. I did ballet, but you did
Oh yeah,
ballet.
I
Like
took
that's
ballet. I
that.
took ballet sophomore year of college, and it was like,
So tough.
it was a beautiful experience. It was a
Yeah.
beautiful experience, and it taught me physical presence. Like I used
And
to have to hug.
soul. But
Yeah, I used to have to hug myself and warm ups and just be like, yo, this is my body. Like, yeah, all of that. Like, this is my body. This is my being. I am here. Like, I used to like rub my legs. Like, these are my limbs. Like,
I love this because
like just getting ready and then just like
yes,
stretching and like
yes.
plies, like all of that. All of
Especially in the Black community, like you have the gems that do ballet. I mean, everyone's a gem, but you have just like even less people do ballet. And then to hear it from a male, I have never
Oh
talked
yeah.
to anyone who has like taken a dance class or ballet. So I'm just like buzzing over here.
Nah, for sure. And like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I was man, like I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be really transparent.
Yeah,
I had a very. I'm still working on it, but fragile masculinity is something that I definitely suffered from.
you're not
I
alone.
suffered from time to time,
Not alone.
but it definitely made me question my manhood. I'm glad I went through it,
Mm-hmm.
and like back in the day, especially teenage years and like early college, because of like the household I grew up in,
Yeah.
like a Christian Nigerian household, I definitely had homophobic like tendencies. And I remember for a fact that like I hope he's still like alive and doing this thing, Mr. Thomas. But my ballet teacher was a gay man, and I remember like the first 2 weeks of school in the class being uncomfortable with the idea of him touching me to adjust my body.
Oh
He
yeah.
could, and he would be like, "Yo, you're tensing up. Like, are you okay?" And it's like,
Yeah.
I felt weird to be like, "Yo, like you're touching my chest," but it's like he's not touching my chest because he wants to touch my chest.
Yeah.
He's trying to align my body with my arms and my
Yeah.
legs. So like, but
Yeah. Yeah.
along the along the it was a 16-week course. So along that whole process, like my masculinity started to shed away
Mhm.
as I started getting better at dancing. And it just got towards the end. And like I remember when like it was time to be done. And I gave him a long ass hug. And I
Yeah.
remember like that was sophomore year. So from sophomore year to me graduating senior year, I kept seeing him along the way and just being like, yo, thank you for everything. Like, but like I remember giving him a long ass hug because he really broke down this crazy barrier that was in front of me where,
Mhm.
I mean, high school me, like I said, I could openly talk about it now because of growth, but high school me, I used to say no homo. I
Yeah.
used to say if I didn't like a film or a game, I'd be like, oh, that's gay. Like, not because anything was going on that was gay in the film, but because that's just how I said things were
Right.
bad. You know what I mean? Like, there were just so many different wild ass statements I used to make willy nilly because it was the norm. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And like ballet class, in addition to making me a better performer, it made me a better person.
Yeah, that's so. I'm glad you even said that aspect because a lot of people like yeah, I've been saying this recently. Like, as an adult, you kind of got to like wake up and realize
Mhm.
like who you want to be and the change you need. But a lot of people need to realize like you're a product of your environment. So, like you said, growing up in a Nigerian Christian household, you saying Christian, and I don't know I'm just learning that I'm like 38% Nigerian. That's another story. But
Hey,
I can't speak on that. But I'm saying you saying those two things right there is kind of like okay, you were a product of your environment. You probably didn't grow up
oh yeah,
being comfortable with those things. So yeah, and the fact that you people don't realize also like you experiences really like you can change if you take in the experience that you go through.
hmm
Like ballet did that totally for you, and the fact
oh for sure.
there's a reason um you had a
Oh
gay
yeah, no,
professor, not
Vincent
like
Tom,
this woman like
yeah, Vincent Thomas is a goat. Like Professor Vincent is a goat, yo. Because it's like, yeah, he changed my life, yo. And it was beautiful because like it wasn't just me, the whole class. Because
yeah.
it was called Movement for Men, so it was like a strictly male based
Oh, okay.
ballet class, and it was me and the football students because they had to learn balance.
Yes, a lot of okay, so the only people that I know, like, I haven't really talked to one. The only people that I know that like sees like the value in movement dance is like football players and stuff in college. That's why I'm like, it's cool to hear another like football players and like sports people. They perform on the field, but like you're a performer on the stage, and like that is related. So it's just like, yeah, that's
It's amazing. Like it's like, yo, like he that class is the reason why I don't trip anymore. I used to trip over chords. Like, I know that sounds so basic, but like when you're in performing mode, you're not
no,
looking. I
yeah,
used to trip over chords. I
mhm,
used to yank stuff out by accident. I
yeah,
used to accidentally punch people by getting too excited. Like I'm aware of my presence. I'm like, okay, boom. I'm gonna fall if I do that. Okay, I can't hit this person too hard. Okay, watch out for this cord. This cord is wired. That all came from
being aware, yeah.
all it is. Like it just came from like, you
It
know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah, beautiful.
Now into your music. So there's a couple questions I have regarding your music, but I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if it's gonna be a hard one for you or not, but um what's like one song that is either your best or favorite song that you ever released?
Kenny Power, yeah. That's my baby. Kenny Power is my baby, yeah. Damn. I remember when I dropped it, yo. I was homeless, 24 years old, 23 going on 24 because I dropped it on my birthday.
Okay.
Post grad depression, really nervous, really confused, really stuck, and just wanting to like better myself. And I had like just enough money
Mm-hmm.
to like post it on TuneCore.
Ah.
Yeah, it cost me $10 to post it on TuneCore. I had
Uh-huh.
just enough money, and I did it. And I was like, all right, if I drop this joint, and it was crazy. Like this is literally imposter syndrome. The same Kenny Powers that the world adheres to this very second and loves to this very second. It
Mm.
was finished September 4th of 2017. And I didn't drop it because I was listening to people around me and I was just too nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't believe in myself. I'm gonna be honest. I go to LA with some friends. I meet Tyler the Creator and like I'm doing like this whole like camp vlog moment and it's like a beautiful experience. And they're treating me like a celebrity and I'm performing Kenny Powers. And as I'm performing Kenny Powers, the crowd is treating it like this is like the greatest song ever. And I'm just like,
Uh-huh.
do I have one? Like I've always wanted one. Like, do I have a hit record? Like I didn't have it. Like prior to Kenny Powers, Kassim, I was 10 years in as a rapper,
Mm-hmm.
but musically speaking, none of it mattered. It was extremely local and it was extremely like friend based. Like my friend Kassim raps, and like everybody who listened to me, they just knew me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of encouraging, but it was very discouraging because it was just like I can't live off of that,
Yeah.
especially with the homeless factor. And I just had the courage to finally do it. And I never forget, yo, like I went to sleep in my car. I think it was snowing that week. It was
Oh,
snowing heavy. And like I remember being really cold. Like
yes.
I had my clothes in the trunk, so I would like look in my car. But I remember being like 2 jackets, 2 pants, boots, snow falling, and just hitting submit. Um yeah, I hit submit by getting Wi-Fi at my uncle's spot. I went to go
Mm-hmm.
visit him because I knew like for my birthday they'll at least like, have me around.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, hit submit. The song came out on my birthday and I knew it. I was like, yo, good karma. I'm a good person. So people gonna want to wish me happy birthday. As they wish me happy birthday, let me just send them the song. So like everybody's like,
That,
happy birthday.
that
I was
marketing.
like, thank you so much. Thank you. Exactly. I was like, yo, thank you so much. Here's my new song. Please check it out. Let me know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And so with every happy birthday text, tweet, IG, comment, /post, I just kept sending them Kenny Powers. And everybody was like, what the fuck is this? And it just kept going and kept going and kept going. And within like a week and a half, I got booked for my first show.
Yeah.
And then killed that show, got booked for the Kennedy Center. And I was like, and then boom, I haven't stopped. And then like, I just pretty much saw this vision like, all right, what if I drop a song a month? I'm gonna do that, and it's been happening. That's 2 years ago. It's been happening a song a month, and each time I drop this song, the brand has just been growing. The name has been growing. Like the ideas are just flushing out. Like
Yeah.
none of my songs sound the same, and that's extremely purposeful. And like everything was just like working out, and like Kenny Powers is literally like the nucleus
Yeah.
of the whole casino thing.
My heart is inspired because I'm like,
Thank you.
for one, if y'all just like people watching this, you just look up Kassim before you even. I'm glad you're mentioning like you're just being real and transparent. I appreciate that because that's
It's
what
all
it's
wrong.
about. How you've been years into it. I was looking at. Sorry about Kenny Powers, but I was looking at like your like it was like a documentary video from
Oh yeah.
I literally had their name. So Youthful episode. There we go.
Oh, I remember that.
That was from 2015. So even for myself, like I met you just last year, 2019. I'm not, again, guys, I'm from the Eastern Shore. So me coming up there, learning different people or whatever, it was like I had no clue you've been in this, but even it goes back into your middle school, freestyling, rapping. Then and so it's just like
Yeah.
it's important for people to like know. I believe as an artist, it's important for people to know you don't just wake up one day and like boom, everything happens. It takes
Mm-hmm.
time. And then to hear that was like a personal, like deep, era pretty much for you. That's not the most positive season for you. You dropped the song, you're at your lowest, and you're just like, let me do this. And then I tell everybody, you don't know what's gonna come out, like the outcome when you like encounter something, even if you don't want to, or like you feel like you don't have any energy, you just gotta do it. Because like
Mm-hmm.
that's when the shows start. I'm just inspired.
It's crazy. Nah, like literally everything just like that. And then like the confidence. Once the confidence got there,
Yeah.
it was just like like the confidence got there, and I started to see the reactions I wanted to see, and I was like, oh, y'all cared about me this whole time. I just had to like have a hit record, because it's like being a musician is like you can have all the talent in the world, and I'm not saying this to discourage anybody. I'm saying it's just to like inspire somebody.
Yeah.
You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have a hit record, it doesn't matter. And it's just like, not because people are shallow. Hit records don't have to be the most lyrical things. It just so happens that Kenny Powers is a lyrical record.
Mm-hmm.
But Gucci Gang is not a lyrical record, but it's a hit record.
Thank you for
So it's just like, just understand your range and where you want to go with it. Like I said, I personally want to be a GOAT. So I'm just so grateful that my hit records have substance too. I'm so glad that like people could love Camry as a song, but if you actually listen to Camry, there's a message. You know what I mean? And it's like, I have like a bunch of songs that are like that, and they're done purposefully, because that's my mission when it comes to songwriting.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own mission when it comes to songwriting, but just know that you can have all the talent in the world and it not matter if it doesn't connect with people. And hit records don't mean that they have to be super catchy. It just means that they have to connect. Kenny Powers connects, and then other songs connected afterwards.
Yeah, thank you for dropping all of those gems for them.
Good luck, show.
So even just like, I got hype also when you said Kenny Powers, because I was looking at the video. Like, do you know the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to pull it up. I was looking at like the direction of it, and like the visual direction of it, the creative direction, and to hear you say, you do that as well. Like, I'm just like, can you talk about talk about the video, and like, when did it come about to actually do the visual for it? And I'm gonna show you them after, but yeah.
So like, I was like the lowest of budgets. That was literally just around my own neighborhood. Like the lowest of budgets. Like,
use what you got.
There was literally no direction other than be yourself. Like I said, I was homeless at the time. So like there was just no budget. Like, there's nothing cool about it in my eyes. Like, it's just authentically me.
Yeah.
And shout out to Fred Never, who is Jimmy Sordo. Yeah, he's literally my lead visual guy. And he completely changed my life. But he's the one who actually came up with the whole idea of the video. I just had to be there to execute. And like, my part was like the styling. Like, I made sure I was like, my outfit's gotta be crazy, yo. Like, I need the Nike SBs. Like, I'm crazy about fashion. So I really wanted it to match the backgrounds, but that was definitely his vision. I'm grateful we executed it. I'm really excited to like do another one, like, but with like a budget this time. Like, and that's the crazy part. Like, COVID really messed it up, because like, it was getting to the point where like big directors were like finding me on Instagram, and it was just like I just want to speak into existence. Hopefully, like, Lyrical Lemonade gives me a shot, because the Lyrical Lemonade does the Kenny Powers video, instant hit record, like instant. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So this is where I got the community question from. Like, and I'm gonna play it real quick, like a snippet. I'm just a cloud. Like, and you see this baby stuff. Like, I was sitting here just like, we got Mr.
Damn, that really happened. I haven't seen that in years. Yo.
I gotta wait till they come in.
Yo.
Like, do you not know? Oh my gosh. Okay, real quick. So just with the community aspect, I feel like a lot of people, as an artist, that's why I just had to touch on that question. Like, you're doing the thing, but even as a community, we can just stand by you and support you, and not just your inner circle. But to see that, I was like, yo, I don't know if that, can you touch on that moment? Like, performing it in front of them. I know that might have been like an inner circle already, so you're comfortable, but like, even just looking back at it, I don't know.
Oh no, that's a beautiful moment. That was the house that I wrote Kenny Powers in when I got kicked out. Having it was like, full circle. That's like 5 minutes away from UMD. What else? The people in the video, they definitely mean a lot to me. A lot of them are from the community. Well, all of them are from the community. The guy who is drumming, He's actually Marcus,
Mhm.
the conductor for the orchestra that I'm in called the Schmooze.
Okay.
Last night, they're no longer last night, I believe, but like they're still very like dope ass people.
Yeah.
DJs, organizers, all types of people. The guy who's playing the keyboard, he's a high school teacher now. He teaches English. And then my friend who was holding the camera on the other side, uh, his name is Keys. He's also in 20 Never. And pretty much, I used to live in this place called Xanadu when I got kicked out the crib, and it was like a college house, with like these with this band called Boxer, and
Okay. I saw. Wait, weren't they? They were at the Schmoods.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. My old roommates, they took me in when I was homeless. They didn't charge me a dime. Like amazing people. And I used to be on their couch, and we used to, we used to spark and like watch this show called Eastbound and Down.
Okay.
And Eastbound and Down is an HBO show about a guy, a white guy who like was on top of the world, but because of his ego, because of his arrogance, and
Mhm.
because of like everything that like all his flaws, he got like diminished into just being a teacher, and like he was a loser to everybody else. Like, even watching it, you could be like, "Oh, this person's a loser," but to him, he was like such a like a proud person.
Mhm.
And his name was Kenny Powers. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah,
No. Okay.
yeah. And so Kenny Powers was this obnoxious character, and like that's why the lyrics of Kenny Powers are extremely obnoxious. Like,
Yeah, no,
if
I'm
you
putting.
don't give a fuck, get your hands up high. Like it's just like he used to curse all the time. Like he like just search up Kenny Powers on YouTube. You're just gonna your mouth is gonna drop because he just says the most outlandish things. But yeah, that's how I got the inspiration for the song in general. But yeah, that household, it really made me a better musician because everybody in that household, they played the instrument. Drums, guitar, bass, sax, singers, keyboardists, and I was the rapper. And so it was almost like the roots. It was super fire. And like every night we used to just make music. Like, and like I would go to school at Towson and then come home on the weekends just to stay with them and make music and then go right back to school at Towson.
Yeah. No.
And yeah,
I'm glad I brought that.
yeah.
Yo, it really be like full.
Yeah, that took me back. That took me back. It's been a 12-year journey, yo, and I'm just grateful for. I'm grateful for it because, especially with quarantine shutting me down and shutting the world down, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, and there's a lot of people who helped me get to where I'm at.
Yeah, no, that's good. So I guess my only last question, I like to, there's so many things you've said that people should be able to take back and like embrace it.
But
But is there like just one last thing like you would like to say to someone out there, like a message? I don't know, anything. It could be, yeah, just one last message that actually you want to get to your fans. So not just like an audience watching, but to your fans. What can we, yeah, say something to us real quick. Your fans want to know, what are you up to, or just even something inspirational. It doesn't matter.
a couple of things. There's a new 20 Never EP coming out very, 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 very soon, and it features O Slice. She's our first feature.
Okay.
If you're not hip, she's a goat. Get
Yes.
hip, she's a goat. But she, man, bless O Slice, yo. I love her forever. 20 Never, love them forever too. New 20 Never, new Kassim. Like, I like to do these things. So I have like 3 musical channels.
Okay.
Like Kassim, that's like my favorite one. That's just me being myself. That's where you get the Kenny Powers, when you get the Camry, and any other record. The Schmoods is when I'm doing it with the live orchestra. It barely happens because it needs a lot of people, especially with COVID.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen for a while, but we're going to stay strong. We're going to survive through COVID,
Yeah.
and by God's grace, get back to y'all with good music. But that's like the live theatrical experience, and I love it. And then 20 Never, that's like, man, those are my guys. Yo. It's 5 of us. We went to high school together, and we built this record label together. And yeah, yo, I like the way that I look at myself as a goat. I look at them as goats too. I feel like there's no leader in 20 Never, which is my favorite part about 20 Never. We all play our role, and we all played extremely well. And we dropped an EP in January called Now. and I love it. I think it's a classic, and people love it too. And I'm so glad for this next one. I don't want to give the title, but it's coming out very soon. And yeah, it's for the summertime vibes. So yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm really excited, and I really believe that it's going to change the world, because that's what we need. We need music that, like, and not in the superficial sense, but like, I believe that hip hop is a timeline, and I feel like as soon as I enter the game, whenever I enter the game, I'm not leaving. It's just like, I'm excited to enter, and I'm just really grateful for every shot I take. But that's coming very soon. What I would tell people is that pay attention to what's going on right now. Not because I want you to be overwhelmed, because it is overwhelming, but it's always been overwhelming. And so, like, now or never. And I really don't want never to happen. I'd rather have us focus on it now. Move at your own pace. Don't exhaust yourself for the sake of your community. Take time for yourself. But be there for one another. Mortality is real as hell. Like I said, I lost 2 people very recently. So, like, let people know that they matter to you. Let yourself know that you matter to yourself. I know that sounds weird, but it's very important, because we need that. You need that. I need that. Study what it takes to, like, better yourself, whatever it may be. For instance, with me losing my job, I honestly don't even want to go back. Like, that, this is my leap of faith, yo. I'm not going back. So I'm learning how to generate wealth instead. So, like, I'm using, like, free resources like YouTube. And, like, for instance, like, I just did fractional shares today. And it's pretty much, if you don't have all the money, for instance, I know this is not supposed to be a business conversation, but like, realistically speaking, the capitalistic society that we knew it pre-COVID won't be the same as post-COVID. Like, there's some jobs that would never come back. If you're creative in any format, just understand how to create and understand how to build something bigger than yourself. Get involved. Black Lives Matter forever. Today, yesterday, 40 years ago, 20 years in the future. Yeah. So be a product of the change we want. Please go vote. We're in a voting year. Please go vote. Because we're literally in martial law right now, because the current president, I even hate saying his name, but the current president wants to abuse his power instead of help out people. So just, like, let's just come together and just make it a better place for everybody. And I promise to continue to do my part, whether that be hands-on. Like, 2 days ago, I did a virtual concert for, like, graduating high school seniors in DC. And, like, for me, that was a form of protesting. That was a form of protesting. That was a form of community outreach. That was a form of charity work. And then, like, that's just my way of doing it. Yeah. So it's just like, find your own way that you can do it and just give back. And yeah, just stay on guard. Not because I want you to be scared, but because COVID exists. So wear your mask when you're in public. Please wash your hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like all of this goes back into, I think the theme is, like, take care of yourself and show up where you can, pretty much. Yes. Okay, real quick before I, like, stop it, but shout out, where can the people find you at?
Ooh. So any music platform, Kassim, Kassim. Instagram and Twitter, that's where I frequent at, social media wise. So Kassim 20, N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, and R as in Ricardo. Yeah, Kassim 20 never. And like I said, more music coming, more art coming. We're just gonna keep it going, but yo, please stay safe. Thank you. No problem. Thanks for the platform.